Let us move on then to the last game in the old NFC this weekend. And, of course, that is the 4-5 matchup of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and I don't know what happened in the last 6 weeks to the Philadelphia Eagles, but they find themselves in a 5 seed here getting a road game, which I didn't think would happen about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but here we are.
Yeah.
The Eagles have to go to Tampa. Handy, we'll start with you. What do you think of this one? Does Jalen Hurts and the boys get whatever there's going on there, do they overcome it and pull out this victory on the road, or does Tampa pull a shocker here and beat up on the Eagles? What do you think?
There's a big part of me that thinks that the Eagles are. It took almost till the end of the season, but the Eagles are finally starting to feel Super Bowl hangover.
Okay.
Not that they won. We know how it ended, but I mean, they looked phenomenal, leading all the way up through the season, up into the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. And they started out this season 10-1, and I think they only won one game after that. Is that right? Am I getting that right?
They're 11-6.
Yeah.
They're 1-5 in the last.
They won one game. You start out as the best team in the league at week 11. You're hands down best team in the league, and wind up a 5 seed in the conference. I think they're suffering from Super Bowl hangovers. What it is, it just took a while to catch up to them. And, other factors going on, Kelsey recording the album and Mama Kelsey in the stands and his brother dating Taylor Swift.
You're going to go that route, are you? Distractions in Philadelphia. Is that what you're saying?
And then who, by the way, his brother's girlfriend is going to kill a certain comedian from the Philippines after what he said about her on the Golden Globes on Monday, but that's a different story. Honestly, I do. I think they're suffering from Super Bowl hangover is what it is. And they're going to have to find a way to, oh my God, I couldn't have planned this if I wanted to shake it off, as it were.
There it is. There it is.
I did not plan that because all of my speeches are stream of consciousness. If they don't figure out a way to,
shake it off.
Yeah, to shake it off, they're going to find themselves in a blank space.
Wow. So, there it is.
It's a toofer. It's a toofer. I got you.
There we go. The gift that keeps on giving, right? Just keep it going.
Yeah. Just like Nick Cannon. But Tampa Bay. Thank you, folks. I'll be here all night. Try the scallop.
Yeah, tip your waitress for real.
Tampa Bay. I don't know what it is about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield finds a way to dig himself out of whatever position he's in at the end of the season. I mean, he did well enough in Carolina. Did well enough, not very good, but well enough to get another contract. And now he's in Tampa Bay winning winning a division title. I don't know. I think he's got a little gas left in the tank. There's no telling. I think it's kind of been motivating to the rest of the players that are there. Now, I will say this about Baker Mayfield. It's mighty funny how somebody it's funny when you fall on adversity, how somebody get humbled. Did you guys catch his speech? Not the speech, but you catch what he said in his post-game interview on Sunday?
No.
We're talking about the same kid that came in and ran the stake down in the middle of the Oklahoma, State field.
In the horseshoe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the horseshoe and flipping off crowds and stuff like that. And when he got interviewed on Sunday, he said, God's got a plan for me. What? It's all in God's plan. When did you care about God's plan when you was flipping off 90,000 screaming fans in an opposing stadium? I'm just saying. But humility is a wonderful thing, ain't it? They just said, sit down somewhere, son. Okay, yes, sir. I got to go to Tampa. All right. I got to play over there. How many times I supposed to mention your name? Do I have to mention it all 16 or just the one time? Okay. Anyway, I said all that to say that Baker, he definitely, just listening to him talk and watching him play, he definitely seems more focused than the Baker that came into Cleveland, gave him a little spark, and then turned into, look at me, I'm Baker Mayfield. So we shall see. I mean, sometimes it's something to be said about how somebody that's willing to work, that wants to work for what they've got, does when they're up against an opponent. I mean, because realistically speaking, Philly should beat Tampa Bay, but we don't know. For me, right now, that game is a push. It could go either way. With Philly looking like it's looking, it's a push.
No, and I think that's the biggest question, and I would just throw it out to all of you. Can Tampa Bay pull this game out? Like, is it
Absolutely.
Does it rely on Baker? But I mean, does it fall mostly on Baker to play well for them to win this game? Because we all know they can live and die with him. So is it really on Baker Mayfield to have a phenomenal game this weekend for Tampa Bay to pull this victory? Alex, go ahead.
I don't think it relies as much on Baker as it does that offensive line, because I think the major thing that you've seen with Philly, I think teams have started to figure out attacking their defense, that if you limit that defensive line pressure, that secondary can get picked apart. They are not very good back there this year. And if you can stop Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter and Brandon Graham and all those guys, the 5-6 deep they are defensive line, then you can attack the secondary. And with the weapons Tampa has outside, I think if they can give Baker enough time to make those decisions, they can easily take this game from Philly.
No,
Here's
sounds
the thing.
good.
Let's also be very, very honest about this. If they lose, it's going to get blamed on Baker. No questions asked.
Yep.
So
it's the guy walking out the door. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue with Handy's little thing and say, never in my wildest dreams did I think Baker would come up with the style he came up with this season. Considering where he's been, what he's done, gotten jumped around everywhere from team to team to team. I've always liked Baker. Yeah, he was a hothead. Yeah, he was a when he was at the Browns, but the kid has talent.
Yep.
4,000 yards this year.
Number one pick for a reason.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's built like a tight end, not a quarterback. So let's see what he can do with that. So there we go. That's just my thought. Is I agree with you, Alex. I think it's the offensive line, and if they can take advantage of the problems in the Philly defense, but Baker, it's going to all go on him because it's the quarterback in this situation, because they snuck into the playoffs, how that division was, all of that. Yeah. It's going to be the storyline is he lost the game.
And but even more than that, the storyline is going to be if I mean, and let's be honest, this game really it's Philly. We all know that. Philly is supposed to win this thing. This isn't supposed to be a game. They should not be the 5th seed in the playoffs right now.
Correct.
The way that they've played, this is what they deserve. They deserve to be in this spot. So if Philly shows up to be the team that won the NFC last year, that's that's done great, that has all of Georgia's national championship defense on, as their defense. Then Philly should easily walk away with this thing. But at the end of the day, Tampa is the one that's been playing hot right now. Philly has been playing terrible, 1-5, as opposed to, I think Tampa's 5-1 in the last 6, aren't they?
Something like that. Yeah, they've gotten hot lately.
Something to that effect. But as I pointed out earlier, go ahead, Sean. Finish. I'm sorry.
I was saying the same. I mean, it's right in front of them. Philly is supposed to win this thing because of who Philly is and all the talent they have. But at the end of the day, I mean, they just can't get it together.
Given Sunday.
Exactly. Especially in the playoffs.
Here's my thing about it is, and I've been saying this all year to myself a lot, was Philly the best team, or were they able to take advantage of the fact that the 49ers were down to their 4th string quarterback in that NFC game?
Sure.
So again, and everybody's like, but they almost beat the Chiefs. Well, are the Chiefs as good as they were?
This year,
not this year. No,
last year they were.
But last year I think they were. Yeah, not this year.
But you're a Broncos fan. You're in division. It's like giving me the
We expect that from you, Tina. We love it. We love your level of pettiness when it comes to the AFC West. It's great.
I think Patrick
I'm petty. I fully admit my pettiness. I have no problem with that.
Go ahead, Andy.
I'm going to change instead of being the potty mouth, I'll start calling myself the petty mouth.
Petty mouth.
There you go. I love it. The petty mouth. That's a new nickname. Here we go.
But I still stand by with what I said about the Eagles. Is I think they got a bit of a skate in to the Super Bowl. So that's the thing. And people have exposed them. I mean, all the teams have been exposed this year in some form or fashion. So
now remember they've lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators this year too. So new play callers on both sides of the ball. That's a big deal too.
That's huge. That is very, very big. Yes.
Kyle Yacy chiming in saying that he's really interested in the Houston Texans and Cleveland Browns game, which we'll get to in a minute. That is going to be a great game, and he says they're going to win it all. You heard it here first, so we'll keep Kyle to that one. Kyle, that's a great. That's a hot take, my friend, but I hear you. Go for
just one more thing with the Bucs Eagles here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're saying that Philly shouldn't be the 5 seed, but if you took division winning out of the higher seeds and just went the actual seeds, they're actually only the 4 seed. Based on tiebreakers, everything, they're actually only the 4 seed, so they don't change that drastically. They'd be playing at home against the Rams instead of going to Tampa.
Right. So yeah, I get you there, but yeah, it's a game I'll definitely. It's the Monday night game, so I know everybody will be watching because they put it in prime time. So that's your Monday night or Monday night game there, folks.